Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have more that sparked some more new music speculations linked to Eminem that follows the Hitman collaboration that sparked discussions just days ago. And now we got more, all thanks to the lawsuit over the shady trademark that's been on for some time now. And we got to hear from Eminem's team, and they included some details that raised eyebrows that point to new music on the way. More on this in a moment. And today we also have an update on 50 Cent versus Diddy that's come just months after Dame Dash was out here clowning 50 over the supposed Diddy documentary at the time. And yes, 50 made sure that he reminded fans that Dame Dash was out here doubting him. And we also got a wild hip-hop debate saved up for later about the biggest liars in hip-hop music that attracted thousands of hip-hop fans. And as usual, I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on these topics in the comment section later. And starting with the drama between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, we got to hear an interesting take from Chance the Rapper on one of the biggest takeaways from the battle. Check it out from the Ebro show.
The Kendrick and Drake beef was the first time that the general public started to have real discussions about paid media and botting. And not just botting views, but botting what's called negative or positive sentiment. So it's like paid bots that like pretend to be social profiles and add to discussion.
And even positive sentiment.
Yeah, positive sentiment is a thing too.
Yeah.
So like and brands use it, artists, labels, everybody that has capital to use it uses this. And at that time, I didn't know shit about that because I really am independent and just make songs and put them out and hope that people like them.
And boy, this quickly turned into a battle of who was using the most bots. And of course, Joe Budden was dragged into it in no time. Kendrick used bots during the battle. That's a fact. Even Joe Budden confirmed. And truth be told, Joe Budden was out there making this claim with his whole chest, like he had primary sources that confirmed that Kendrick used bots to taint the release of Drake's The Heart Part 6 that opened with more dislikes than likes when it dropped on YouTube.
Not only do I not care that he used bots, but I knew he did.
Okay, cool.
What else is there? Y'all didn't know that Kendrick used bots?
However, some believe both parties were guilty of using bots. I believe both sides dabbled with bots, but it did not win or lose the battle, though the music dictated the winner and Euphoria Meet the Grahams and Not Like Us did the job. However, in Drake's corner, they are running with narratives like this. Kendrick's legacy will forever be tied to the fact that he had to rely on bots and industry schemes because he couldn't win a beef off the strength of his own bars. I'm glad people are waking up.
Isn't that a bit excessive?
But in the hip-hop media space, it is clear that the overwhelming majority believe Kendrick whooped Drake. Even people like Joe Budden, who also claimed to have known that Kendrick used bots, believes the same. But what are your thoughts? And on Kendrick versus Drake, we got an update on the whole fiasco on X/Twitter after locations of accounts got exposed. And Drake fans are fuming right now over this headline from Complex. DJ Academics alleges Indian Kendrick Lamar fans pretend to be from Compton. Now, if you were with us for the last video, you know that a TDE fan page was out here apologizing for dropping N-bombs after their location got exposed to be India. And now Complex is getting dragged for using the word alleges. Do y'all see what's happening here? No major news outlet reported on this. And here is Complex trying to deflect with this Tired Bomb article making it about academics. How the F can y'all say alleges when it is multiple receipts and admission of guilt of said Indian account? The real story is that Punch and TDE were using and even paying people from India and West Asia to cosplay as black people from Compton and use racial slurs to attack Drake, call him a white boy, a culture vulture, and a pedo. Punch and TDE need to answer for these serious allegations, and hip-hop media needs to hold everyone who participated in this clownish accountable. period.
But how are they going to enforce it?
Don't know.
But as far as I know, the TDE fan page that's been exposed never revealed that they had any links to TDE. So that's an allegation thrown in there that's yet to be confirmed, because as far as we know, the TDE fan page was doing it for the love of the game, rather than because they were getting a paycheck from TDE. This is as far as we know, but what are your thoughts? And moving on, after news hit the web of Netflix's Sean Combs' The Reckoning incoming.
You can't continue to keep hurting people and nothing ever happens. Just a matter of time.
Of course, the fact that this is executive produced by 50 Cent has been sending hip-hop fans. Him being the executive producer when he feels this way about him is frying me. Laughing emojis.
You and Puff haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why. It's only business. It was really... Away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him. Right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was asking to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards. Or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. When I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, nah, I'll spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable. You don't hear him talking about French. French was right there. Yeah. Right? Why you get so quiet? You guys make me feel like I'm scared.
Well, we're listening. I'm listening.
There's a lot. No, they see this. You see this. They see this.
They see it.
Nah, you see this. They want to act like, oh, we got nothing to do with that, Fifth. We could just...
No, that ain't it.
And it didn't take long for 50 Cent to hop on social media to gloat. They said I was capping, shrugs emoji, what happened? And just in case you missed it, even Dame Dash was out here mocking 50 Cent for hyping up vaporware that would never come to fruition.
Paid in Full.
What about it?
Did you own Paid in Full? Like, how did 50 Cent acquire ownership of Paid in Full?
Do you remember when 50 Cent was supposed to be putting out a documentary about Puff on Netflix?
Yes.
Where is it?
I think it's still happening.
Yeah, right. He's capping. So I talk a different language than most people. I'm a boss. So number one, there is no rights to be bought. So I knew he was trolling.
And so 50 wasn't done. He posted this flattering photo of Dame Dash and added the caption, "Whatever you do, don't believe people like this. They are desperate, looking for attention. Happy holiday." And before we get to the report that shows we could have something on the way real soon when it comes to Eminem, all thanks to the legal battles over Shady, here's something that's news to many hip-hop fans that dropped days ago. Producers who have won the most Grammys for hip-hop production. And surprisingly, Eminem is ranked at number 2 with 7 wins, and this is true. M having more than Dre is crazy, and here's a low-key flex for Eminem, only artist on this list who produces and writes his own music. And now's a great time to revisit what King Crooked said about M.
I mean, because people are like, yo, rappers who make beats, top 5. And I'm like, yo, you gotta put him in there. You know what I'm saying? And then some of them don't even realize how many songs that you have produced, you know what I mean? And that they know and love the song, they just didn't know that you produced it.
And moving on, we got an update on Eminem's lawsuit versus the Real Housewives of Potomac to block their attempts to trademark Reasonably Shady when Eminem's held the Shady trademark for decades at this point. And it goes, Giselle Bryant and Robin Dixon claim Eminem demands special treatment.
Oh, man.
As he accuses Real Housewives of Potomac stars of harassment, and the report is pretty much the duo ranting about how Eminem is stalling and dragging his feet. Dixon and Bryant said that Eminem's lawyer seems to imply that we should be grateful to depose Eminem when he is available, even if that's only for 2 hours. Eminem's counsel's take it or leave it approach shows lack of good faith, and it gets better when we found out why Eminem is reportedly stalling/dragging his feet, and that's because the man is busy. Eminem's longtime manager, Paul Rosenberg, filed a declaration as part of the motion. He said, Eminem is presently working on new music for various projects which requires his daily attendance with the people identified below. It is not only difficult and very expensive for him to be out of the studio at such times, but it will also put him behind schedule for the various contracts which have been promised by dates certain. The reality of Eminem's schedule is that he needs to be at his studio every morning to meet with the people who rely on his presence when creating new music. Failure of Eminem to appear in the morning at his studio can result in cancelled appointments, an entirely wasted day for his staff, and a very expensive loss of time and expense to Eminem and other parties. And check this out, the segment that's bound to raise eyebrows for obvious reasons and also spark speculations when Paul Rosenberg added, as the music currently in production approaches completion, it is imperative that Eminem be at the studio during the next month. His manager said he has appointments scheduled throughout November and December, which makes it both very difficult and expensive for him to attend a deposition in the month of November.
Paul's asking for Christmas off again. I said no.
I guess Paul Rosenberg isn't getting Christmas off if this isn't just an excuse for Eminem to drag this on. And before we end it today, we got quite the debate on Twitter that went viral. Who is the biggest liar in hip-hop? And the fact that they got Game and Rick Ross as the faces to kickstart this debate says a lot. And low-key, Game has been getting cooked. The Game. I ain't freestyle in a minute. Red Rose, White Ceiling. Oh, and they kept going. I woke up from that coma in 2001, around the same time Dre dropped 2001. But Game went up against some fat competition this time around. Ross, his whole career is based on a lie. He raps about getting women, but all his garden tools disrespected him in public, loudly crying emoji. And this went super viral. Rick Ross, she got her legs wrapped around my waist. And of course, this isn't just between Rick Ross and the Game, so I'll throw it over to you guys. Who do you believe to be the biggest liar in hip-hop music? Share your thoughts below, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.